Hi and welcome to Tiffany's Tiny Things. In today's video, you might have guessed from the thumbnail, we are going to make Beetlejuice, but in Blythe form, you know. If you've seen my other videos that I kinda like Beetlejuice a lot. So of course I had to do the Beetlejuice himself. And we are going to take this and make Beetlejuice right now. And if you end up liking this video, please consider subscribing. If you're already a subscriber, you are the best. So yeah, let's get started. So here we have the doll that I will be using for the customization, and I will be using this striped fabric for the suit. So I got this Blythe from AliExpress. She has this perfect green hair for Beetlejuice. She has an open mouth and this very peculiar mouthpiece inside. Let's take her apart and see what we got. She already had painted eyelids and they are cute and everything, but we are gonna sand that off. And you see this mouthpiece is loose, so I just take that out. But we are going to start with the outfit. So here we have all the pieces I've already cut out, and for the shirt I actually took a Monster High shirt with no sleeves and just added a Velcro in the back. We are going to start putting these pieces together for the jacket and the pants, and this is going to be lined, so that's why I have double of everything. I'm going to start putting the pants together. So the pants are from Resin Rapture, and you can look that up in the description area and you just follow the instructions on that. So now I've sewn the pieces together inside out, and now I turn them right side out, try them on the doll, and they fit perfectly. I just add a little Velcro in the back and a top piece, something, I don't know what it's called, but you know, so the edge looks nicer. So now to the jacket. I've already sewn the shoulders together on all of the pieces, the lining and the outside. And now I'm going to hand stitch the sleeves on because I think that's easier to do it by hand. And off camera I put all the pieces together, sorry, but yeah, it turned out really good, and I even added some little fake pockets here and a working tiny button. So yeah, look at it. It looks so good. But now to the fun part. We are going to weather the suit with some soft pastels. So you see I just add the green soft pastel to certain areas to make it look like it's kind of moldy. And now we are going to add some actual moss. Well, it's not real moss, it's miniature fake moss. But yeah, to make the suit look like it's been molding underground. I don't know. But you know, it's cool. And yeah, it worked out really well. So look at it. It looks good. I love it. And yeah, I just used regular fabric glue. So if you want to do this. And yeah, I added some lighter green on top because, yeah, you know, to match the hair more. Now I'll start sanding all of the face pieces, the back plate, you know, just to get off all of that shininess and the painting. And then I'll start with the Dremel just to carve out all of the features that I want. I want the smile to be bigger than it was. You know, I want some chubby cheeks and, you know, more features. I'll just use this carving tool that's for wood and go back and forth with that and the Dremel until I'm happy. And then I'll just sand it down with a very fine sandpaper. Let's start sculpting some new teeth. Yeah, because I didn't like how the original ones looked, so I'm gonna use this translucent clay and make some tiny little teeth and bake them. I just check with the old one just to see the size. And here we have the baked little creepy teeth. And for the gums, I just mixed some translucent white with a little bit of red to get this pinkish color, and I just try it out inside the mouth to see how much I need and how much space I've got and stuff, and it was very fiddly, all of this, and I'm going to try and fit it into the mouth and then poke the little teeths inside it. Why I bake the teeth first is because, you know, it's much easier to poke them in the gums when they are baked. They turned out to be a little bit too big anyway, so I just took a knife and cut off the tip of them, and then I could fit them inside the mouth. And there's a lot of, you know, pieces inside the head that were in the way, but, you know, I just sculpted around them, and then I tried to put the head in the freezer just to make the clay easier to get out, but actually it just made the clay stickier, so I don't know how to do it the best way, but I figured it out in the end and baked the teeth, and this is the result, and I think they turned out really good. So now to the face painting. As always, I start with a couple of layers of Mr. Super Clear UV Flat, and then I'll start sketching out the features with a very light gray watercolor pencil. And then I just fill out the thicker lines, bolder lines with darker and darker color as I go, and to match the hair of Beetlejuice I use green pencils, of course. When I'm happy with the eyebrows, I'll start with just doing some details around the eyes. Then I use soft pastels for the lips and eyeshadows and, you know, just skin colors around the face. And the Beetlejuice is very pale, so I'm not going overboard with the pinks here. We want her to look, you know, like Beetlejuice. I wanted to say dead, but I don't know what he is. Is he dead? Yeah, I guess he is. Yeah, so enjoy. And for the moldy or mossy bits, I guess, in his face, or her face in this case, I use the watercolor pencils again. I've sealed in the previous layers, that's very important. But you see, I sketch out where I want the green parts, and then I just use water to activate the watercolor pencil, and you get this really nice watercolor effect on the face. I used first a kind of mossy green, and then I put the same stuff on the teeth. I just actually took from the pencil with the brush, you know, a wet brush, and went over the teeth. And as you see, I go over it with a much lighter green and do the same thing. And when the painting is done, it's time to glue in the teeth, and I just position them in the right placement of the mouth and use hot glue. I think that's the best option here. It's not quite permanent. If you want to remove them someday, I don't know why you would, but you know. And then of course a lot of glossy varnish, because we want that mouth to look like a wet mouth. That sounded weird, but you know, like a mouth, like a juicy mouth. I just had to print out some miniature bio-exorcist posters for Beetlejuice, and also I wanted to make this very iconic kind of merry-go-round themed hat for her. So I just used this cocktail umbrella and added some little bat wings out of kind of thick paper. I'm going to glue it onto this headband later, but first let's paint the whole thing. And also, you know, the dangly parts on the hat, they are actually in the movie kind of different creatures and demons, I don't know. But in this tiny format, I just couldn't. So I made these little circles and used a white Posca pen to make kind of swirls inside, and I think it will look really good. So let's do the painting here, and I start with painting it all white, and then I'm going to add the black stripes. And yeah, it's just regular acrylic paint that I will seal in later with some varnish. And for the glue, I just used regular like OOAK glue and super glue. Now that these round little dangly parts are dry, I'm going to put some little string on them so I can put them on the hat later. You see, I used a little bit of super glue to really secure the string. So I used glossy acrylics for painting this, but you know, it was kind of unnecessary because I put varnish on it later anyway. So you can, if you want to do this, you can use regular acrylics. And as you see, I already painted the black parts, the black stripes, and now I put a little face on the top here because that's what it is. And now that the painting is done, let's glue on the dangly things here. And when it was finished, I decided I needed to match it with the rest of the outfit, and just brushed on some soft pastels and glued on the moss. I glued it on the headband, as you see. Do not recommend putting soft pastels after the varnish as I did, but it worked out, so yeah. Now I'm going to start painting the eyelids, and of course I make them black and white striped just to match the outfit. And for this I use special acrylic paint for miniatures and models, so it's very highly pigmented but not very thick. It's kind of watery, but it really is great. I can really recommend it, so use that. When that's dry and sealed in with Mr. Super Clear, I put some soft pastels in the same shade like around the eyes so it matches, and you see it looks fantastic. And I'm going to make some eyes now, and I just draw them in Procreate first and print them out to the right size. Put a little drop of UV resin and eye chip on top and just cure it. And sometimes it doesn't go so well, so it's a fail and it sticks to my table, and you know, have to start over, but it's okay. Just don't look at that. We just start over. It's okay. I usually print out more than one pair of the same eye because I know it will fail. Just cure it. And there we have 4 different eyes that matches the vibe. To remove the old eyes or eye chips, I use these hot glue sticks. Heat them up and just push them onto the eye, let them cool down a bit, and then just pop the eyes out really easily. And for attaching the new eye chips, I just use regular white school glue because I think that's good. And just push them in, wipe off whatever comes out on the edges, like the excess, and let it dry, and there you have all the eyes. So time for some backplate art, and I decided to make one big beetle, a green beetle of course, and a juice box with Beetlejuice. Get it? It's fun, okay? And of course I will also sign it with my name, and I just use regular watercolor pencils for this also and seal it in with some Mr. Super Clear, like a couple of layers. And I think it turned out so cute. I love it. Also, I add like the moldy, mossy parts so it matches the front of the face. So now all the pieces are finished with the painting and we can put the doll back together, but before that I would like to put in a neck joint, but as it turns out this particular head doesn't have all the parts needed for that neck joint. So I just cut a notch around the neck further up so that she gets at least a longer neck. So now I popped in the eyes and of course I did a gaze correction and boggled the eyes. Here I cut off a piece of the T-bar so that the eyelids go a little bit further up, and just screw all the pieces back together, test out the eyes, looks good. And of course I made her some new pull strings that says Beetlejuice and are green and stuff. Look how cute. Now it's time to put the doll back together. This is the best part, I think, when you see it all come together. So just attach the hair, push in the body, put all the screws back where you found them, and there you have a doll. But we're not quite finished yet because I want to put some moss on top of the face also. For this I use the white school glue. I don't know, I think that works because when it dries it turns clear, so it's good. And I just put a little bit here and there. I try to go by the less is more thing so I don't overdo it. And I think she turned out really, really good. And here are all of the pieces that she will have. Some boots, she gets a stand, the hat, headband thing, extra hands, and of course the little posters. If you want to buy this doll, she is currently for sale in my Etsy shop, and you find the link for that in the description box down below the video. So, time for the beauty shots. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and don't forget to push the bell button so you don't miss my next video. And a big thank you to my Patreons. You are the best, and if you also would like to be one of my patrons, you find the link down in the box below the video. If you want to know how I made this display area for dolls, there is a full-length video of the process at the end of the video, so just click on that and you'll see exactly how I made this. I'll see you next time.